So we are back in, well, we're in Nellie's jungle right here, but we're coming to the orphanage. These are plants we've purchased that we haven't put anywhere. So I've just walked the garden with Nellie. We figured out where we want some of these. We counted 51 hostas, and that's what we're concentrating on right now. So I'm going to go to the garden and start digging holes and see how many of these we can actually get planted today. Stay tuned. First stop is the horseshoe garden. You can see why we call it that. It's affectionately called this because it looks like a horseshoe. And Nellie wants me to fill in, I think these are lavender, but check with her. But fill in these spots that we have. That's actually a rose bush there, but there would be a spot here, a spot there, you know, something here at the end, and fill in this. We had stuff here. The rabbits have eaten a lot of it. Maybe something here, hosta, another hosta, maybe a hosta there, maybe a little one right here. And then we're gonna move on. We got 51 to plant, so we got a lot of digging. I don't know how much I'm gonna get done today, but I'm gonna work my little butt off, see if I can get it all done. Horseshoe garden now has some holes, so we can really fill this puppy in. I think Nellie will be quite proud of me of what I've just done. Oh, hey.
Hey.
So we got holes everywhere, all dug. She can figure out what's going where, size, space, color, shade needs. There is some shade sections over here. There is some full light sections, and then more shade sections over here. So we'll let her do that, and I'm gonna move on somewhere else. So I'm just randomly going around the garden, finding spots for hostas, and I figure we got the green and white one there. Maybe some yellowy one would be cool here. Then we'd have everything. We'd have the green, we'd have blue, white, and we've got our smoke bush, royal purple at the back. Why not have some cool yellowy hosta here? So, hole. And we don't have much depth. You can see there's bedrock here. So there's very little fill. I dug a hole over here. I thought, yeah, that's as deep as I can get. So something will go there, just not something substantial that wants deep roots, because hosta will probably dry out there. So we're gonna test, see how deep we can get, and then move on. Just so you know, English garden right here. Okay, the hole is dug. I got down probably about 14 inches, then I hit the bedrock. Should be good, and I've contoured the bed so that once we fill it in, it'll look good. So Nellie will be planting shortly. So when walking around with Nellie, she pointed out that, you know, we've got kind of this linear, you know, smoke bush, I think a black currant, blue spruce, smoke bush, and we got this big pine tree. So they're always kind of linear. So when you look at it, then there's nothing here. All the way around, except for the green hornet, of course. And so she was thinking we could actually make this into a nice bed. And so the whole thing would be a bed. We could put lots of cannas in there. It's gonna be kind of lopsided because we're gonna have a big thing on that side, a big thing on that side, and then hostas. But anyway, that's what she wants to do. I think it's gonna look kind of neat. So it's gonna be a lot of digging because we're making a whole new bed. So let's see how this turns out. It took about 4 loads, like that, in the green hornet. But we've got the preliminary bed made. So you can see I've kind of come out almost kidney shaped, if you will. And now I'm gonna get Nellie to grab some hostas and put them on the top, design it, and then I will dig further to make nice holes, and then we'll fill it up with compost and triple mix, and then we'll cover the bed so it looks like just one adjoining bed. So getting there. It's very, very, very hot today. Probably close to 30, so it's tough digging, but it's got to be done. The orphans are just sitting there. We want them to grow some roots. And there's Nellie in the rose garden doing something. I'm not sure. I think she's probably up to no good.
Clean
You're what?
Off with their heads.
See? Nothing good's happening here, guys. So I have the kidney bed done. And if you want to grab some hostas, place them where you want in the arrangement, I will dig some holes.
I can do that.
She can do that. Okay. And I'm back to finding another bed somewhere. Okay, so Nellie and I just had a little break and we discussed bringing some color up front. So these, of course, are limelight hydrangea trees. And she's suggesting we add a nice little limey hosta. Doesn't look like it's focusing, but there we go. Oh, you can see they're pretty big, they're pretty healthy. Great buys we got there. And so one there and one over there. And then we've got two different types of hostas that are up there that would be going in here. So we're gonna give some splash to this bed. So more digging. Okay, so the holes are dug, the beds are a little bigger. They all have a nice hole right here. This bed is now, instead of a square, it's whatever, a basketball court, I guess. And same thing here. So we can put 3 hostas. 2 are gonna be these limey ones, and one's gonna be a big white one in the center. So that's gonna be kind of neat. We had 51, so I don't know how many we're gonna get done today. It's just hot, and it's a lot of dirt. Just doing those little 3 things that doesn't look like anything is a full load of dirt, and of course we have to dispose of it. I guess one thing I would say is when you're doing stuff like this, always have another project that needs dirt, which we do. So that's why it's kind of neat. We're kind of doing 2 jobs at once, filling in an area that needs some fill and digging some holes. Because if you just put it somewhere you didn't, it was like a transitionary area, you'd actually have to lift it up and move it again. So anyway, I guess I'm gonna, I don't know, maybe get some plants. Maybe get some plants and some soil. Okay, so we're at this bed that it was pretty much just the hosta. And what is this, Nellie?
Hibiscus.
Hibiscus. That's what I said. And then we planted the blue spruce. Then we planted the smoke bush, the burgundy purple, royal purple. Now we're planting a hosta up front. So we got all these colors, and Nellie's just come over here and decided we need a couple more hostas to fill in the empty spaces.
I didn't like the empty space. It bugged me.
Cool, so that's what we're doing here. And so now we're gonna plant a bunch of little ones. I've come back to the bed that I kind of dug up and built the shape and everything. And this is what Nellie has delivered. And there's the positioning. So you can see she's put the smaller ones at the front, middle, a little bigger, and then the gigantors, which is pretty, they're pretty big for something that you have just bought from a nursery, So we're happy with them. So anyhow, I'm gonna now dig holes for these and then plant them and get some triple mix and some compost and fill them in. Okay, so I'm burying some of these hostas here with the dirt, and just spotted Nellie putting up what appears to be an airplane oxygen mask. What is this? Okay, she said a Japanese beetle trap because she's tired of them decimating her cannas. And there are no cannas here, so what's the method here?
It has to be 9 meters away from your ornamental plant.
9 meters, 27 feet away from your plants. So actually this is gonna be kind of neat. So it fills up with beetles? I don't see any beetles in there.
Because I just hung it up.
Oh. Okay, so I guess we'll check back on it. We are gonna conclude this video with 33 hostas planted. So we didn't get the 51 that we were going for, but hey, boom, that looks pretty good. There's another one. So we made these groupings bigger. So, because typically you're gonna see a poof up top and you're not gonna see anything down to the bottom. So this is gonna be kind of nice when it fills in. So we got 3 there. In the horseshoe, Nellie planted, geez, a ton. just small ones in all of these spaces. So in a few years, hopefully everything takes and this bed will come back to life. Because I think the rabbits were in here.
Yes.
Eating something.
Everything.
Everything. Okay, next. Oh, here, this little grouping. So, 2 weeks ago it was just a boxwood. And now it's a boxwood, a blue spruce, a Japanese maple, and a hosta. So it went from single to a duo to a trio to a quartet. Kind of a nice little, and they're all different colors. So we've got from the red to the green to the blue to the lime or yellow. So that's looking good. I guess we'll come over here. And this is a new little section for hostas. So we put one here, right next to this Spirea. See, that's why we have Nellie around, because she knows what this stuff is. I don't know. Actually, true story. I think, didn't I send you to Canadian Tire for an amazingly priced agave that turned out to be...
It was plastic.
I was like, oh my gosh, called her. You gotta see this thing. It's amazing. Well, turns out it was plastic. So don't take me plant shopping, guys. Okay, so we've got this up front. Okay, let's come back here. So we've got the white hosta, we've got the lime hosta, we've got the blue spruce. We planted the smoke bush, burgundy royal purple or something. And so we've got a lot of color. So we made this bed much bigger. We've got the hibiscus, see? Not just a pretty face. And 4 hostas. 1, 2, little baby 1, 3, 4. So this bed is actually getting bigger, and that's what I'd said in a previous video, I think, is just we start them off with 1, but our goal is to make them as big as possible.
Some layering and some texturing in.
Yes, but plants are expensive.
Yes, they are.
So we start with just 1 and plant it and hope for the best. Wait for the sales. Split. We split like no tomorrow. This, if you don't remember, is Nellie's rock garden, and it's awesome. Awesome sauce. So we just planted this Japanese maple, and it's going to be red. Well, it's going to be red. It is red. Wow. And then we planted a neon hosta at the bottom just to give some contrast. And this section's got a ton of color in here because we've got the barberry that are like neon, and then purple barberry, and then the purple cannas, and the purple smoke bush, and the hostas or cannas at the back, rose garden over here. Tons of color in this section. And then, last but not least, I just love this smoke bush. Oh, it's just insane. And this stuff is just like, really? It's like fake. It's like, so, it's not Photoshop, guys. It's real. So we just planted this to match that one. It's just, grow, you stupid little. Okay, so we've got the smoke bush, purple and lime, and this is what we just created today to get rid of the rest of the hostas. Remember, these were 2 separate round beds, and that's typically what we do. And then as we get more plants, we plant them. So Nellie came up with this little arrangement, and I still need to put a little more soil, but it's getting late. It must be like 5 o'clock or something like that.
It's 4:30.
4:30. It's Sunday, so I'm working all day, and it's hot. And I'm wearing crazy pants and a sweater, just, I don't know why. Oh, look, we have company. Okay, so, anywho, we've got a ton of little hostas in here, and this bed is now, not 1, it's 2. And we like that. And hey, I don't mind carving it out like this, adding more stuff in. This was planted last year, so they're just getting going, the hostas. And soon that'll be a nice border to this big pine. And I got some hydrangeas we planted at the back. You can just see them right there, a whole wall of them actually. Kind of hard to see, but Anywho, that's it for this video. So guys, please like and subscribe and join us on this channel, and we will see you on our next video. Later.